once again, everybody. The movie that I'm going to discuss next is not a movie that some people overlook except for huge big film buffs. It's called The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, or in the German term, Das Kabinett des Dr. Caligari. It's German, so, you know, it's a German horror flick. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari is a 1919 silent horror film. It's actually, you know, has been, you know, back and forth stating that this is actually the first horror movie ever made. And I tell you, it threw me for a loop. Going into this, you know, when you want to see a silent film, depending on the imagery and stuff, silent films, you know, are sometimes hard to watch to the people who are used to all the explosions and things in your face and everything of the such. But the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, I was so impressed with in the ways of imagery and in the ways of the story, period. Like, I don't want to even tell you what it's about, like what the ending is, because for this time, that's a very intelligent movie for a silent movie there. And I mean, not to say that silent movies are intelligent, but I mean, this threw me for a loop. So the plot of Dr. Caligari is a little, you know, hard to explain. The deranged Dr. Caligari and his faithful sleepwalking Caesar are connected to a series of murders in a German mountain village. So I'm reading off my notes from Wikipedia and also from the book itself. Those are movies you must see before you die, ladies edition. Anyway, and essentially, the narrator of the story, they visit a carnival in a village where they see Dr. Caligari and Caesar, the somnambulist. You know, he's a somnambulist, is someone who's essentially a sleepwalker pretty much most of the time. He's been, in this story, he's been asleep for 23 years and hasn't woke up. So, except, you know, in the night. And anyway, what happens throughout the story is just the imagery is just so, it keeps you sort of wondering what's going on. It's just so weird that sometimes you're sort of laughing like, you know, this is different. When it's actually revealed at the end what's going on, it actually has a very intelligent ending. It's, you know, it's kind of hard to, you know, try to describe the experience of watching it. I would definitely, this is definitely worth the list, guys. Go and watch this movie, rent it somehow, shape or form. I watched it on Turner Classic Movies. Lots of good movies on that channel. Most of the movies in this book are, you know, on that channel. Definite watch. You know, you guys got to check it out. It's just hard to, it's just so interesting. Let's see if I can find a quote from the book here. So, it plays as an art movie to the high-class crowds who appreciate its innovations, but it's also a horror movie with a gimmick. With its sideshow ambience, hypnotic mad scientist villain, and a leotard-clad heroine abducting monster, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari is a major early entry in the horror genre, including images, themes, characters, and expressions that became fundamental to the likes of Todd Browning's Dracula and James Whale's Frankenstein, both 1931. That is on page 31 and 30 in your books, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, if you bought and you're following along. Read from that book, not quoted by me. Just trying to cover my ass, guys. So, definite watch. It's a definite art film for any film buff. Watch it if you, you know, love film and don't mind sitting through silent films. It's a definite checkout, worth a watch, and an awesome way to sort of kick off my, you know, one of my first videos of this challenge. It's just great, guys. Good example of going in blind, not knowing what's going on, and being very blown away by it. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, I'm going to have to give it a pretty high rating as well. I'm going to give it maybe not as high as 7, but I'm going to give it a 4.5. 4.5 definitely on my list. Very interesting to watch. Ending sort of blew me away, especially right after you read the entry in the book. It just sort of highlights everything for you. It's a really great guide, guys. Like, even if you get it as a DVD, you know, I'm bored, what DVD should I watch? Or what should I rent? You know, this book's good for that. And don't worry, I'm not plugging it. I'm just doing it. I just think it's a good book, and I think if you're a film buff, you should watch some of the movies in the book for sure. Sorry for talking too long, guys, but yeah, definitely check it out. Worth a watch. See you later, guys.